Hello, this is Lars, and I'm here with another kamikaze screen recording to try to show you a bit how my plugin for Inkscape works. And the plugin I'm talking about is my plugin to export to EPUB3 from Inkscape. First of all, I thought I would tell you what Inkscape is, because it's not obvious that you would know. Inkscape is the premier, let's say, open source alternative to Illustrator, I would say. So it's not an InDesign alternative, but more of a vector illustration application. So and it's one of my favorite open source projects. I really love it. So what you will do to download Inkscape is to go to the download section and then, very important, choose upcoming version. So then you download to your operating system of choice. To be quite honest, I've only tried running my plugin for Windows, but I think it will work equally good regardless of which operating system you're running. So first I would like to show you what we are actually going to learn, so to speak. So I'm switching over to Inkscape. This is Inkscape. And what I have here is a book that I've made called The Outside by an author person. And the way that Inkscape works is that it's a single page application. That's why I'm saying that it's more comparable to Illustrator, because it only has one artboard. So what I've done in my plugin is that I've decided that each top level layer is equal to a page in a fixed layout EPUB. So here I have the cover. In this layer called Chapter 1 title, it's just the title page. This is going to be treated as the second page in the book. And then I have the third page, which is just lorem ipsum text. So the plugin works as follows. That first of all, I have to turn on all my layers, so to speak. It looks like a jumble here, but the extension only, or the plugin only recognizes or includes highlighted layers, or sorry, visible layers. And then what you do is that you go to extensions, and then you go to export, and you will find my nice little extension here called export to EPUB. We don't have to care about these options right now. I will explain to them explain to you later what they are, but for now let's just push the apply button, and you don't have to care about these either for now, but the most important thing is that you can see that the EPUB has been saved to my folder of choice. So if I go over to my folder of choice and update it, you will see that I have an example book.epub, which I can open with Thorium. But in this case, I will, perhaps not surprisingly, I will open with Colibrio. And now we have my nice book. So that's the gist of it. You can also make cool books, such as interactive books and so on. I have I can make a separate tutorial on that actually. But this is a simple, just example book. So how do you actually go about installing the extension? Because this isn't, Inkscape has some some rough edges still, and one of these rough edges, I would say, is the installation process of when it comes to extensions or plugins, because it's still quite manual. It's not hard by any means, but it's manual. So in this case, what you need to do is first, after you've installed Inkscape, I would say that the easiest way to go about things is to go to Preferences under the Edit menu. Under Preferences, you go to System, and under System, you go to Inkscape Extensions, and you will find the folder where Inkscape is going to look for extensions. An easy way to go directly to that folder is to, of course, to copy that and open up Finder or Explorer or whatnot, and just go directly to that particular folder. And here you can see that you have all the Inkscape extensions that Inkscape will pick up and place in its extension menu. So what you do is that you download, you go to this particular address. I will link this so that you can just click it, and once you get here, you can go to this green button here, clone or download, and I would download the zip file. This will download it to your desktop or to your downloads folder, and then you just open this and you double click on the folder so that you get all the good stuff that is in the folder, and then this you just drag or copy into your extensions folder, and then you restart Inkscape and you're good to go. Once you've restarted Inkscape, Inkscape will automatically pick up that you've installed it, and then you will have this option. So again, to the options in the dialog here, what does it all mean? Well, it's basically some extra information that I need in the extension to help you grab all the stuff that's needed to export your book to EPUB. So first of all, your project root folder must be an absolute path. It must start from the absolute root of your computer or your disk, that is, to the folder where you have your book. In my case, I have my book. Just going to close this. In my case, I have my book here, Lars and Projects and Example Book. So, and this is the exported EPUB that we just made. The actual book is this particular file. It's a teeny tiny file, just 17 KB at this point. The resources that I have for this book are the image and also the fonts. So to have custom fonts that are more than just sans serif or serif or monospaced or these default fonts that all operating systems come with, if you want to have more specific custom fonts, you need to put those fonts in the resource folder. So in the resources folder, if you have fonts, the plugin will look for the fonts in the fonts directory. So in this case, I have these two nice fonts which I've downloaded from Google Fonts. And the image, in this case, the cover image, is this cover here. So in the extensions dialog again, you have the additional resources folder path relative to the root folder. So in this case, it does not need to be, or it cannot be absolute. It needs to be relative to this path here. And then you have the output path, which is just where we save the book, and then the file name. And the file name is, as you can see, what ended up here. Then you have the option to wrap the output, because the output will be SVG because it's an SVG editor. I didn't say this at the very start, but what's nice about Inkscape is that it's web first. because it works even internally with SVG, and SVG, as you might know, is part of the HTML spec. So because some reading systems have a hard time with SVGs in the spine of the EPUB, you can choose to wrap them in HTML.